I remembered.
Hey, Jules, I have a win, if that's okay. Is it too late?
No, it's not too late.
It's Stacy.
Hey, Stacy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is I'm trying to articulate this. The joy of being able to use my mindset to help people that are in a really bad place in their life right now. Someone really close to me, and you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get emotional, but me being strong for her, it brings me so much joy. And to be able to help her with her kids while
Mm-hmm.
she goes through this time. So I don't think I would be as great a person for her if I wasn't good for me. And I just want to share that with everybody. And we hear that, you got to love yourself. Blah, blah. I'm telling you, it's joy. It's pure joy to be able to help other people. And I'm in a good place in my life to be able to do that. It's not easy every day, but I don't know. I go to sleep feeling a little a little depleted sometimes, and I wake up and I'm ready to go right back at it again. So, yep. So
That's
love
great.
you, Jules.
I love you too, girl, and I'm so happy to hear that. That's so important, and that's a big part of it, guys. Like, also look at it this way: the lifestyle that you learn puts you in a place to help other people. Whether you're helping other people osmosisly, like you don't even know you're doing it, or you're physically helping, other people. And that physical doesn't mean to have to be moving them around, but just, inspiring them. I know what, Stacy's talking about, just saying, hey, let's go for a walk. Let's do this. Let's do, like, to be able to be that supportive person a lot of times. Yeah, super, super awesome. I love that win. All right, guys, I'm going to dive into something a little bit different. You guys are playing right into me today. So I want to talk about, and we've got everybody, that is different in here. And some of you guys have, really discovered this, and some of you guys are just in the beginning of the journey. But I want to talk about like getting to your unique way. And a lot of you guys have just expressed that, getting to your unique way. But the first step, like, is laying the foundation. Like, you have to lay the foundation to get the results, to be able to get to the place where then you can test and tweak, make things a little bit more your own, and ultimately get this to your unique way. And that is really what this methodology is about with this brand. It's about taking you through a methodology, a journey that gets you to a place where things just become very, very normal, taking you out of your old normal, as many of you talked about, and getting you into your new normal. And this can be a super big challenge. So, what I want to do, and yes, I have notes because I go off track. I want you to think about, like, when you do things subconsciously, which you were doing prior to coming here, you're flowing in essence. You just do things without thinking. Think about driving to work, on the same route every day. Have you ever gotten there and gone, how the fuck did I get there? Right? Like, I know I drove there, but I don't remember. Subconscious act. Did I brush my teeth? Yeah, I did brush my teeth. I don't really remember brushing my teeth, but I did. Subconscious act. Things that you normally do. They're things that become ingrained in your subconscious, and you don't have to think, you just do. But those come with repeated actions. Those come by building a foundation, and they take like repetition of doing things over and over and following basically a structure. And once it becomes a structure, it becomes more of an effortless flow. Like I just said, you don't think about it, you just do it. You just brush your teeth, you just go to work, you just take a shower every day, you just, I don't know, what are other things that you just do? They're part of your life. You just do them, right? It's how you survive. You just live. You just, like, even eating, whether it's not eating enough or overeating, you eat because you need to fuel your body. Your legs move and you walk because you need to get to places. They're things that you just do. So here's where I want to start with something. You've got to get to that subconscious place. So it's about shifting you from this. And we've talked about this before. All these things over here that you're looking to leave that you joined us for, like these are the behaviors that I'm not super fond of. These are the things that I'm learning to look behind or leave behind, because many of you guys talked about wanting to get to this place. Again, I'm going to refer back to a couple of the stories that we just heard with wins, and these people are living more over here. Like, this is the things that I wanted to leave behind, or I leave behind, and I want to live over here. And I want this to be easy, but we get stuck in the middle of these two areas that overlap, because this over here, and Brooke, this will happen. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the ladies, you can jump in and out of this middle part. You're very strong in the beginning and wanting these things to change, but things start to get icky after a while. And it looks easier to do these things over here. Why? Because it's a subconscious act, isn't it? Subconsciously easier to do those things. This over here, even though you want it and desire it, is hard. And your subconscious, you're not your subconscious mind, your ego, that little voice in your head will fight you on it. We've talked before on Conversations with Jules about having board conversations, board meetings with those voices in your head and being like, sit down, listen. I've talked to you about, there's magical Jules, there's airy fairy Jules that, she wants to do all the things. And then there's like Jules over here that's super disciplined, and like she's gonna be like, listen, sit your ass down and listen to her, okay? Like, stop jammering in her ear. Sometimes you have to have these board conversations with these little voices that are fighting with you to get to the place where you get to live over here in this new normal. So if you don't mind, I'd love for you guys to and I wrote a little chart down. So like the bottom is the foundation. You got to lay the foundation or the bricks for a house. So let's talk about it this way. Say, for example, you want to build a house. Anybody here built a house before? Like, physically built a house? You have physically built a house. Great. So if I go to coach's a lieutenant has physically built a house. So if I go to you, I call you coach even, and I go to you and I say, hey, I'm going to build a house. You're going to say to me, okay, you need brick and mortar and cement and bricks and support pillars. But I say to the lieutenant, okay, but I want to do it my way, because I'm different. And I want to try it my way. So I'm going to use flour and eggs, because I like flour and eggs. How's my house going to look, Lieutenant? How's my house going to look, anybody? So what I'm saying here is, if you try to get success, Lieutenant's probably going to tell me something now. my foundation is going to fall. House is going to fall over, right? If you try to get for success from doing it your own way, I hope you guys are going to pick up what I'm laying down. It's very hard to get results. In fact, it's even harder to get to your own unique way of doing things. It's harder. So it's harder to get results. Two, it's harder to get to where Stacy's talking about. It's harder to get where Rita's talking about. It's harder to get where Tammy's working about, where they all did their own unique things. It's hard to get where Sandy's at. It's hard to get to that unique place, let alone get results. So sometimes what we have to say to ourselves is, self, yes, this is going to be boring. It's going to be hard. But these solid ways are what I need to do to build a foundation. Make sense? If I build the strong foundation, I get the results. Once I get the results, I can start to make it my own way. If I use the brick and the mortar and the pillars to build the house, I can start to choose and I get that foundation built. If I don't want to have a wood siding house, I could choose to have a brick house. If I don't like the color pink that Lieutenant told me to paint my house, I could possibly try making it purple. I can start to play with things, but I understand the foundation. Make sense? To build the foundation or to get to the place where you can make it unique, your own, you have to build the foundation. And what you have to remember is the foundation, if you catch what I'm laying down, is proven. The methodology that we use is proven. It works. Don't change it. It's proven. Do it over and over and over again until you get to the results. When you get to the results, you get to start to paint and choose your colors because now you have done things over and over again, and your subconscious mind just knows how to do things. You subconsciously now know what a macronutrient is. You subconsciously know, as Tammy said, how to fuel your body. You need more protein. You subconsciously know what foods, as Rita talked about on the last call, to fuel your body with when you're on vacation. You can take these small sabbaticals. You can go out and enjoy yourself in life, but you have built such a strong foundation that these things come automatically to you. You don't have to think, you just flow. You don't have to think, you just flow. And it sounds absolutely ridiculous, and you're never going to be left without a plan. But these women could probably attest to it. You don't have to think, you just flow. Do you skip back on track? Do you flow through life like this all along? Woo-hoo! No, I mean, that sounds like a fucking fun time to me, but we have to weave in and out of structure. But you can flow and you don't think anymore. And you have that ability because this over here you didn't think about either, but it was super uncomfortable. You can get over here to a place where you don't think. But the key message that I'm driving home here that I want you guys to hear, and I'm also going to ask a couple people to come off of mute, is you have to build the foundation to get to the place where you subconsciously flow. It becomes easier. iPhone 66, aka Stacy, I'm taking you off of mute because you're the biggest senior here.
I couldn't come off mute. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so 100% you're taking me to church, lady. Okay, so when I was 20 pounds overweight, I had a lot of fat on me. I was extremely stressed, not living for me. I was doing everything for everybody else, and I hated the way I looked in the mirror, and I felt exhausted. And when I started, it was at probably the busiest time in my career out of 24 years of service. And I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I put one foot in front of the other and I listened to you because you told me, you're like, you're going to have to listen to me. And I was like, well, what I've been doing isn't working. So what do I have to lose? It wasn't about losing weight. It wasn't just about getting in the gym. It was about the mindset. It was about taking care of myself. It was about building the foundation, the little tiny things, and they all added up.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can help other people. I feel really good about myself. I feel good about a lot of things. I'm having a hard time articulating, like, it's so huge.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's my whole life. And I remember my husband said something to me. It was like, oh, you're going to spend all this money to lose 5 pounds. And I said, you just don't get it. It's not about losing 5 pounds. It's not about vanity. It's not about so I can buy a smaller size of jeans or go down a dress size. It's not about that. But the confidence that I have, the way I feel.
Mm-hmm.
When I see people that I've known, my brother-in-law, for instance, I've known him for 25, going on 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was just out there and he texted me after I left because I've been there with them, living with them for like the past 3 weeks. And he was like, I'm impressed. keep doing what you're doing. Like, and you don't know how much you mean to us and what you're doing for us. And he's a doctor, so he's really smart about physiological things too, right? The only thing he and I have this disagreement about meat, which I have an open mind. If it's good nutrition, I'm not opposed to it. But anyway, those building blocks, you don't know until you do it.
Mhm.
And just give in. Just give in to a different way. Jules took my alcohol away. She took it away. I was not happy. She was like, "You're going to not be drinking for a hot minute." And I was like, "What's a hot minute?" A hot minute was 6 months. Now she doesn't tell me that I can't drink, but I don't drink every day. This isn't about a drinking conversation, but I don't use the crutch.
Mhm.
I don't have to self-soothe. I
Mhm.
don't have to feel like as soon as I walk through the door, I need a glass of wine to unwind. What was I thinking? It was about something else.
Mhm.
It was about this empty space. It was about not being happy where I am. It was about really digging back, getting to the root causes. And you don't know until you start taking these vices away.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
still have my cup of coffee in the morning.
me too.
Yeah. Um, and people say, "Well, you drink coffee." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not a monster. There's not 40 ingredients in it. And I know exactly what these coffee beans and they're organic. And I'm good. I feel good about that. It doesn't keep me from sleeping because I stop at a certain time. And then the nutrition, what that does for your mind, the fog that I used to have. Um, it's another thing, the crutch of food and eating comfort food.
Mhm.
Every now and then it's okay. It's cool. It hasn't affected me. I haven't gained back any of my weight. So
Yeah.
all of it together, the lifestyle, the mindset, being clean.
Mhm.
And then you start feeling like, well, if I could do this, what else can I do? You're unstoppable at that point.
Yep.
And we deserve it. And I've said this before on other calls and for the past couple years, life is a choice. We can either choose to drive a broken down vehicle or a Ferrari. I'm opting for the Ferrari. I know doing hard things makes my life better. But I had to find the recipe to do it, and I had to find somebody to kick me in the butt to do it, and
Mhm.
just show me a different way. I didn't really believe that eating these tiny meals, or not tiny, but eating smaller meals every 3 hours was gonna be that big a deal. It's a big deal. I
Mhm.
didn't believe that counting macros. I didn't even know what a macro was, and I'm a college educated, been through some of the highest military schools that there are. I had no idea what that was. So I had to realize I don't know everything. There's another way. But and then also the decisions that I make, and I'll probably stop with this one. How my decisions to live a better life positively impact other people.
So huge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There
Yeah.
I'm done.
Woo! But no, I love that. And thank you for sharing. I think it was super powerful for everybody to hear. And that, guys, is flow. That's where you want to live, and many of you guys are on the way. And I'll let some of you guys else, you can ask Stacey questions if you want. You can come off of mute, ask me questions, but that's where you want to be. Sandy might want to add into this. Tammy may want to add into this. I don't know. But that's where you guys want to be. And like what you heard Stacy say is, yeah, she built the foundation. And if she can build the foundation and when she's like being very, very, very humble. When she built the foundation, guys, this is why I have a hard time taking any excuse at all when it comes to building a foundation or at all. She built the foundation in the field. Her first reset, rejuvenate 2 weeks, she didn't even tell me she was doing it. I probably would have did things differently. I didn't know it was happening. She went out into the field. She was in the military at that point in time. And she did it in the field. So, Brooke, you're starting your reset and your rejuvenate next week. This one right here, Stacy, iPhone 66, she set the bar pretty fucking high. No excuses. None. You have none. Like, if she can do it, all of you guys can do it. But hear what she said. And many, many other women in this tribe have done the same thing. So this is like, good for you to hear, Brooke, coming in, but it's a good reminder for everybody on this call. Like, it is about putting in the work. And there's gonna be days that even in the beginning, we have people that start the 2-week reset and go, yeah, but I'm gonna use eggs and flour. If I told Lieutenant when I went to build a house I was going to use eggs and flour to build my house, she'd be like, "Good luck, bitch. It's going to fall down." Do you see what we're saying here? So like when you come in, specifically that beginning part when you're looking for the results, nothing is perfect. You're going to have fuck ups. Stacy will tell you she had fuck ups, but she came right back again. People will tell you these things, but the key is that you work on that discipline, because like I said in the beginning, it's a proven methodology. It works. It's proven. It's worked time and time and time again. It's worked with me and it's worked with hundreds of other women. Why do you want to change it? It works. Once you get the results, then we teach you through the methodology how to flow. We teach you through Macro University how to track the macros, what macros are good for you. We teach you how to build that body or maintain. And as you heard in the beginning of this conversation from others that have gone on vacations and done things, like, it becomes easy. It becomes much easier to flow in and out of that structure. And then, oh, I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna go, and it's just much easier. But when you fight shit early on, and I say this to all of you guys as a good reminder, is because sometimes we get stuck and we go, yeah, but I just want to do it my way. We wouldn't be here if your way worked. Am I right? It didn't. You're learning this new foundation. And no matter where you are in the journey, you're gonna have times, just like, you probably had days like, I don't really want to brush my teeth or make my bed. I want to do it my way, but you do it anyway. You revert back. You might miss brushing your teeth one day. God, I don't know. I hope not, but I don't know. Maybe you're camping and you miss brushing your teeth, but I guarantee it doesn't like continue, right? Like, you don't continue that process. You just, oh, fuck it. I forgot my goddamn toothbrush and I brushed my teeth with my finger and toothpaste. But you get home and you start. Oh, that was a good analogy, right? You still did it. Tammy still did the workout. She still ate on her meal plan. She might have been brushing her teeth with her finger and toothpaste for a little while, but then she got back and she took out the brush and started brushing her teeth again. Same with Rita. She's gonna get out, she'll start brushing her teeth again with the brush. Does that make sense? Drop me some fire in the comments. You're all being so quiet. That makes sense. Give me a piece. Makes sense to nobody. Talking to myself here. Woo woo. Brooke Johnson's giving me hard eyes. 100%, Rita says. But he's getting ready for work. This is the morning crew where everybody has their cameras off. Brooke, most people are on believe it or not, they are on the West Coast and it's super early. They love to get onto this call. All right, Sandy Minton, I see your camera is staring. Sandy's on the East Coast with me. She's staring at her ceiling. I'm not sure if she had something to say because she did come off her camera. I want me to help you. There she is.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Hey.
Hey.
I'm just rushing around. I got a client at 10 and I'm running late, but it's all
Yeah.
good.
And she froze. Fuck. We might not hear from her.
Huh?
Tammy's leaving. See you, Tammy. Oh, wait. I think you're coming back. You're
Can
kind
you
of
hear
froze,
me?
Sandy. Kinda.
Mm.
I heard you. There you are.
Okay, I'm back. All right.
Yeah.
So yes, what did I have to say? I agree with all of it. Yes, it's a foundation. So one of the things that yesterday I went and got a mammogram, and I was talking to the lady, and she was, super nice, and we just got on conversation, and somehow I talked about steps and how I work to get 15,000 steps a day. And we just kind of started talking, and she's like, "Oh, wow, that's a lot of steps. Like, how do you, is that really hard? Do you ever take a day off? Like, do you ever just don't do anything at all?" And I just looked at her and thought about it, and I was like, "No, I don't." I said, "I have rest days, but I call them, or we call them, active rest days." But I proceeded to tell her that the walk, yeah, was great for my body, but tagging off what Stacey said, amazing for your mind, and like, I love what Stacey had to say, because yes, this program and what the outcome is and what happens to you really gives you the ability to help other people. And I know that I've shared this with you, Jules, many times, is my big why, along with wanting to be in shape, and wanting to feel good about myself and all those things, is to be able to be that person that people see around me that say, "Hey, oh my gosh, I want what she has. I want what she's doing." And I've been able to help so many clients. I'm a hairstylist, and that's been huge. I mean, I have had people change their body by just asking me, "What do you eat? What do you do?" And then I've also had some clients join, Jules. So that's been really awesome too, and friends as well. But yeah, it's just one of those things where, yeah, is every day perfect? No. You're gonna have days like today. I woke up late, which was 6 o'clock. So I've been trying to get up between 4:30 and 5 so that I can get in some of my steps in the morning and do a little bit of fasted steps. But it didn't work today. And I had all the things. My cat woke me up 4 times last night. I mean, just all the things, but it's all right. I still got out of bed. Didn't go exactly the way I wanted, but I did get my workout in, and I do need to get to the salon. And I will get the sauna in later. Didn't have time for that. But in the past, I would have been like, "Oh my gosh, I have no time. I'm running late. I'm not going to make it. That's it. I'll just do it later, or I'll just move it till tomorrow. It'll be fine." But no, I just do what I have to do. Right. And so, yes, it becomes a thing. And Brooke, girl, you got this. And congratulations for joining and saying yes to yourself. Because, yeah, the first week is hard. My legs hurt too, hurt in way different ways than I knew. So, but yeah, you're just keep going, trust the process. And it's amazing. I mean, you'll see, even just looking on Facebook and looking at all the different posts that Jules, I mean, there's the results just speak for themselves. So that's it. Now I got to get clothes on and get to the work.
Get cooking, girl. Get
All
cooking.
right. Love you
girl.
guys.
I love it. All right, guys, good call. But really, just to like end things up here, guys, like the biggest thing here, and you're hearing from a lot of, women that have been here for a while. And so and as you can hear, it happens at any point in time. You get to that place sometimes where things may feel hard and uncomfortable, but moving through that process, that foundation will always bring you back. It will always bring you back. So we don't want to build the house with eggs and flour, because that's not a proven method. The methodology is that strong foundation so you can get to the place where you can flow. It becomes a little bit easier. All right, lieutenants at work. Everybody's all good. I'm going to say peace, love, and protein, and I'll see you next Tuesday or on this evening's call. Have a great one, guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.
Recording will be
Bye.
up later today. Bye.
Bye, y'all.